Keep that
Ooh.
beat going.
Welcome into the PHNX Daily Bet Show, brought to you by the one and only DraftKings Sportsbook app, America's top-rated sportsbook app. Don't forget to smash that like button for that new synthwave. Leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and leave that 5-star review wherever you listen to your podcast. I'm Shane Diefenbach, joined as always by Johnny Venerable. Hi, Johnny.
We've been doing this show for 8 months. It only took us 8 months for you and I to pick an intro, and it is fire, Leah. It's the best intro in the company. With all due
Yeah.
respect to everybody else's shows, Shane and I had a vision in mind. We are like-minded in our love for 80s synth. So yeah, I would just prefer to keep that beat going, but we got to do a show. So
Yeah, that reminds me I forget what the video's title. I'll put it in the chat sometime during the show. I'll find it, but I have a video for you to watch, Johnny. Some news that did come out in the NFL this morning. Everyone was woken up by or was already awake. I was already awake. I was drinking coffee when this happened. No, I wasn't.
untrue.
I woke up to the news that the NFL changed their overtime rules for playoffs. Each team will get a possession. So now we don't see any of that fugazi that we have been seeing for a while. Johnny, how does this change it from a betting perspective, if at all?
Well, it pisses me off because once upon a time, I had won a little bit of money in the divisional round, and I got a text message from Mr. Shane Diefenbach saying, "Take all your winnings and put it on the Buffalo Bills tonight." I said, "No, I'm not going to bet against Mahomes and Andy Reid at Arrowhead." And he said, "No, the Buffalo Bills are winning tonight." And with 13 seconds left, I thought the Bills had won. And
They
then
should have.
they did, and then they didn't, and subsequently lost in overtime. So I think for those of us who got screwed in that game, we should be able to retroactively go back on the DraftKings Sportsbook app and at least be made whole. But that's not going to happen. I do love it from a gambling perspective because you won't feel cheated, right? Because we both know Josh Allen would have gone back down the field and scored a touchdown. Both defenses were gassed, and basically it was going to come down to, okay, which time's going to run out. My question for you, Shane, is: are we getting matching touchdowns for touchdowns, or are we? Okay, we are getting that because I don't want to see Mahomes scores a tutty, Josh Allen scores a tutty, and then all Mahomes has to do, if he scores one more touchdown, Josh Allen doesn't get
I
another
think that's
possession.
what it's going to be.
That's garbage. Then I don't like that. I know that's an extreme example. They would have traded touchdowns until the final, seconds of the. They should play a full quarter. Play another full quarter.
I think you either play a full quarter and use clock management, or what you do is you go touchdown for touchdown, and if they do that twice consecutively, then you make them go for two.
So you're confident in its touchdowns end the game.
Yeah.
That's garbage. I don't like how that just pushes the problem out because we're in an NFL now where offenses are in vogue. Receivers are now as valuable than any position outside of quarterback. We're going to see games like we saw in the divisional round when teams are trading touchdowns at will. To me, people may think it's an extreme example. I don't. I think that's where the league is trending. You were dumb to not play a full quarter, or at the very least, Shane, you have to match touchdowns until you can't do it anymore.
Yeah, well, as of right now, this is only postseason as well. If the score remains tied in the postseason after each team has had a possession, the game will be decided in traditional sudden death. So that is what it is. At least it's a step forward in the right direction, I believe. I know some people just want defense, but sometimes it's hard when the league is what it is now.
Or make them go for two. If you're going to do that, take away the kickers unless you're kicking a field goal and make them go for two after they score the touchdown. So it adds another layer. So if Mahomes and company score a touchdown, don't get the 2-point conversion, and Josh Allen matches it and gets the two, then the game is over. That to me makes more sense.
For sure. Well, we'll talk more NFL when it gets closer. I know the draft is coming up in the later in April. So be sure to be tuned into PHNX Cardinals and everything. Go PHNX.com. I know this show is hard to focus on our picks sometimes just because of what's going on up here. But it's even more hard with the hat I have on. Just an absolute beauty from the PHNX locker. Hats are now for sale. So go ahead and go over to gophnx.com and the phnxlocker.com. Get a membership. You can get a free t-shirt if you do get the full year membership, or you can just get 50 cents and then $8.99 for your subsequent months, as Johnny says. But yeah, please head over to gophnx.com, phnxlocker.com, and get a hold of this fantastic merch. These hats are so great, so many different styles. And
the interns have
so many
hats
small details.
before me. The interns that are producing the show. I'm going to put the intern on the screen. Can I do that?
Yeah, you can.
Okay, so this intern. Hi. Introduce yourself to everybody. Let's get you on the record here.
My name's Emma.
Emma has a hat. I don't have a hat. It's because I'm being geographically shamed because I live in Maricopa. Emma was flaunting her hat before the show, so we're not on good terms right now. Thank you, Emma.
I was doing no such thing.
Well, actually, I think you were verbatim. She said, "Suck it, Johnny. I hope you stay in Maricopa for the rest of your life."
That's right. And then everybody was saying, "Come back at her," and I said, "I can't afford any kind of lawsuit or anything like that." So I get abused by everybody. She has a hat, by the way. It looks great. I can't wait to rock one. I'm just gonna get my credit card out. I'm gonna go buy one now because I'm a company man and I support PHNX. And just those kind of hats, those should be. Oh, man, those should be on every single member of the Valley moving forward. I can't wait to rock one eventually.
Yep. I got mine last night, as well as the new Devin Booker MVP shirt, which is fire. So head over to phnxlocker.com, get a hold of all the fantastic merch we have dropping all the time, and get that membership. Okay, NBA tonight. But before we get there, I did just want to make Johnny issue a formal apology. If we want to pull up my picks from Friday, the March 25th picks.
Don't do this. That's like a week old now. No one cares.
Johnny, I wouldn't have brought it up, but yesterday you said that I missed 2 of them, but I got UNC money line. This was actually for Friday's games, not for the Sunday games. Miami hit, Providence hit, UNC money line. Come back to Johnny. Johnny, look at the camera and apologize to me.
I apologize for getting confused.
Yeah, that's
because
fine.
There was a series of 2 consecutive games where all of those teams played again.
No, Providence didn't.
I was confused. Plus, Espo was on the show, and it's in my nature.
You got all nervous. It's okay.
To rip you when you're not around.
It's fine.
You went 3 for 3. Congratulations. I apologize.
It's okay.
March Madness, and it's finicky. Playing 2 games in 3 days, whatever. It's fine.
Well, let's go to your picks from yesterday, Johnny. You had one prop, and I don't think the prop hit, right?
It didn't. No, I went. The prop was a big bust.
It wasn't a big bust. He had 26.
Yeah, well, it was a bust though when it doesn't hit. The Nuggets did win, so I feel good about that. I went 2 for 4 on my bets yesterday, but 2 for 3 on my NBA picks, which is nice. I don't know what's going on with the Warriors. I love it from a Suns perspective because I think the Suns are going to take a dump on the West, and they're just hopefully playing minimal series to be rested up with Chris Paul and company for the NBA Finals. The Warriors, I thought, were a legitimate contender. Anytime I see double digits with the Warriors, very similar to the Suns, whenever I can get plus points, I go for it. That didn't work out. Celtics are good. Denver made me a little bit of coin, but man, the Warriors are awful.
Made you some sweaty coin. They won by 4. That was a strange game against the Hornets. And I don't normally do this since he's on the show, but I did just want to bring Espo's picks up because he bet on D-backs money line and they beat the Dodgers yesterday. He also had the Celtics +8. Coyotes puck line was a big swing and a miss though, losing 6-1. But yeah, Espo going 2 for 3. So we always love that when they're bolstering, when they're boosting up our record. And right now, I believe.
Yeah, I mean, we were plus yesterday.
Yeah,
as a group, as a consensus group. And when I have somebody come off the bench, it's usually Espo because I can count on him. He talked down his picks yesterday. I said, give yourself more credit than that.
Yeah, well, let's keep getting this record up, Johnny. Why don't we? Let's start with your picks for tonight's slate.
Okay, so I am selling all of my 76er stock. I feel like they are super fraudulent, especially as it relates to everything that's going on with James Harden. The Bucks are battle tested. They are a dog tonight at Philadelphia. Take them, and they're going to win outright. So might as well take the money line. I also love the Mavs to stomp on the corpse that is the Lakers. They are a huge favorite right now. You can get the number back and forth between -12 and -11.5. If that number goes down, hammer it. The Lakers are they're the oldest team in the NBA. They're a charade. They need to be blown up this offseason. And the best part about it is there's really no solution in sight. And then the Nets, to me, right now, playing a 20-win Piston team. The Nets and the Bucks, I feel like, are destined to meet in the Eastern Conference Finals. I really do feel like we were cheated of that matchup last year with Kyrie Irving's situation and James Harden playing like garbage. So, I like a couple contenders in the East tonight.
Yeah, that game is now a pick'em, the Bucks Sixers game on the DraftKings Sportsbook app. So if you want to take advantage of that or any of the other lines or props available, head over to the DraftKings Sportsbook app today. Use that promo code PHNX when you sign up. Look at this nice hoodie for some.
You have all the nice.
It's. I think it's the last day of the year for hoodie weather. I don't foresee it getting any colder. We were treated by some rain last night. For those of you not in Arizona, it was pretty nice. Did it rain in Maricopa, Johnny?
It did. And life moves a little slower here down south in Maricopa. It did rain. My pool actually finishes next week, though, so just in time to take a dip before the weather gets to triple digits. So
beautiful. We still got college basketball Final Four coming up this weekend. Right now on the DraftKings Sportsbook app, when you sign up using that promo code PHNX, you can bet just $5 on any team to win and get $200 in free bets if they do. It's just that simple. If they win, you win this week at the DraftKings Sportsbook app. If you're not a new member, you can same game parlay till you die. It's very fun to do. You can. And
we want them alive so they can bet.
We do have some correlating props tonight in the Bucks Sixers game. So if you want to, back us, you can put those in the same game parlay and make some coin.
Okay.
That way it's safe, it's secure, it's reliable. Best of all, you can deposit and withdraw cash whenever you want. So download it today. Use that promo code PHNX, bet just $5 on any college basketball game. And if the team that you bet on wins, get $200 in free bets back when you use that promo code PHNX this week at the DraftKings Sportsbook app. That's 21 plus, Arizona only. Gambling problem, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. New customers only. Minimum $5 deposit required. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for more details. Okay, I got some picks as well, Johnny, and here they are. Bulls -3. The Bulls are one of my favorite. The line's actually moving. It's now 3.5. They're in Washington playing the Wizards. The Bulls have laid a couple stinkers in a row, but I like them to rebound big against the Wizards tonight, so I'm taking them -3, -3.5, whatever you can get it at. I would bet that all the way up until 5, honestly. And then the Jazz first half money line at -110. This line is strange to me, but I understand why now. It's because Paul George is coming back tonight. So this game is a little scary. But what I will say is that the Clippers love to play from behind in the second half. So I'm just taking Utah to win that first half, and then I'm not touching it. I'm excited to see Paul George back on the court for sure. And then that Milwaukee-Philly game, we've been talking about it. I think this moved down, actually. Yeah, it's at 231.5. So I have it at over 232. Get it whatever you can. I think this game goes over. I think this is going to be a little gross back and forth game where Embiid ends up with 40 and Giannis has like 38 and 14. And it's just a bunch of star power. But we have some props later in the show for that game as well. Johnny, do you think that Paul George coming back is a little scary for the Suns?
No. That Clipper team is a hot mess disaster. I don't even know why he's coming back. I know why he's coming back. He's going to get a paycheck and wants to show momentum coming into 2022, 2023. But, I mean, it's April. It's over for the Clippers. I think they reset and shut it down until next year. I don't understand it, but whatever.
Really?
Makes no sense. Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
They're the 8th seed right now.
Oh, barf.
They're almost for sure going to be in a play-in game. Do you remember how much trouble they gave the Suns with Paul George and Kawhi out? Or Paul George playing?
When's Kawhi coming back?
He's never going to play basketball again. He doesn't care. But seriously, you're not worried about this team in the slightest? This is probably the team that I'm most scared of in the Western Conference. If the
Suns don't win, then the Suns don't deserve to win the NBA title. If you're worried about playoff P coming off missing basically the entire year, his corpse walking around in May at the Suns, I'm not buying it at all. It's a complete non-factor. I'd be scared of a young, energetic team. This Clippers team, they got real irrelevant real fast.
This team hasn't had Paul George or Kawhi the entire year, and somehow they're sniffing 500. It doesn't really make sense. I'm a little bit worried about this team. I'm not worried about them beating them, but I'm worried about them taking the Suns to 6 games and sweating a little bit. But that will be decided another day, and they'll probably honestly get the 7 seed and end up with the Grizzlies, depending on the play-in games. But that's too far ahead in the future, and we're talking about tonight. Johnny, what do you like prop-wise for tonight?
I got two props I like. We're going to prop it and lock it with my man KD. If I like the Nets to win big tonight, it's going to be Kevin Durant. I do not think Kyrie Irving has been cleared to play home games yet. I think that's coming. It's been announced, but not yet. So we're going to let Kevin Durant be selfish for a little while longer. I think he gets over 30 points. This is one of the easiest bets. And then I'm going Milwaukee, obviously, to have a big upset win tonight at Philadelphia. And I think Giannis is going to knock around Embiid for the tune of 13 plus boards tonight. So I am the West to me, Shane, is basically it's a non-factor because the Suns are so dominant. When the Suns don't play, my eyes just indirectly go to the Eastern Conference because while it's lesser basketball, it's much more competitive. I think the team's a little bit more evenly matched. And I'm big on Brooklyn and Milwaukee tonight.
Yeah, Brooklyn is a team that can just fall asleep. They always scare me a little bit. Milwaukee and Philly is going to be the game to watch. That's for damn sure. I'm really excited about.
It's a national TV game.
Yeah, it should be. If it's not, that's a crime. All right. Well, I have two props, and they're both in that game, the Milwaukee game. So I'm taking Tobias Harris. The first time appearance from Tobias Harris on my prop list. Over 20.5 points and rebounds. This is strange to me. I couldn't really understand why this line is where it is. He's averaging 17 points a game, and rebounds just kind of fall. He's also averaging 7 rebounds. So on average, he gets past 24, 25. I know the matchup thing, whatever. I like him to go over 20.5 points and rebounds tonight pretty easily. And then I like Giannis to have a big game. As I said, I think he ends up with like 40 and 15 tonight. So if you want to stay away from just his points, you can go points and rebounds. That's a good prop to do with Giannis as well, but I'm just sticking to his points for the night. And yeah, those are our NBA picks. Johnny, anything else to watch out for on gophnx.com before we get out of here?
Yeah, so I posted my mock draft 2.0 yesterday. Check that out. And then my new counterpart, PHNX Cardinals, Bo Brock, has an article dropping on Will Hernandez later today. Be sure to check that out. PHNX Cardinals Live comes your way, as it does every day, 4 p.m. We're going to be talking about the story of the day, Shane. I don't know if you've seen this or not. Kyler Murray was at the Cardinal team facility today, which basically, in my opinion, cancels out any notion that he will be holding out. We don't have that definitively sourced. But Cliff was on the record at the annual league meetings. I don't know if you saw the group picture with the NFL coaches. Cliff was rocking shorts. He's the coolest guy around. And then you've got like slobs like Matt Rule. That's just hilarity ensues. So at least you feel good about the Cardinals head coach aesthetically because, he and I are basically twins.
Oh, that hurt to hear. All right. Well, it's been a pleasure. As always, you can follow me on Twitter at Shane D. If you can follow Johnny on Twitter at Johnny Venerable. Follow the show on Twitter at PHNX_bets. Tweet at us. Hang out with us in the Discord if you're a member. And we'll be back tomorrow at noon, as always, Monday through Friday. Peace, love, and PRA.